It's a hot button issue ahead of the school year and the upcoming election. We're talking about the current transgender student policies, and we're going to break those down at each of the 7 city school divisions now.
Yeah, starting in Newport News, like many of the policies, this went into effect in 2021. Newport News Public Schools is following the Virginia Department of Education's model policy of respect for students for now. This policy, updated by the Youngkin administration in July, requires schools to report the student's gender identity to parents. Parents would also have to request in writing that the child be considered transgender at school.
In Hampton, the school division follows the preference of the student. Teachers will refer to whatever gender and pronouns the student wants. Teachers and staff are not required to report to the parent if the student is worried about their safety, but that student will be set up with a support plan at school.
Across the water to Norfolk now, when looking up a policy online, we could not find anything listed. There was, however, information and resources for transgender students.
In Virginia Beach, the policies are similar to Hampton. Staff are required to follow confidentiality laws when it comes to reporting gender identity. The policy also states that there shouldn't be any gender-based grouping for school activities.
Chesapeake Public Schools is following VDOE model policy. Staff are expected to ensure a safe and supportive environment for all students. And there are also gender-neutral bathrooms available. And
finally, Suffolk Public Schools also follows the VDOE model policy, requiring teachers to report students' gender identity to parents. But now to new guidelines. They change more than just classroom education.
Alex Littlehales joins us in the studio to walk us through why the state's athletic authority can only watch this issue unfold from the sidelines.
Janet, Dan, the Virginia High School League adopted its transgender policy in 2014. This allows students to play on a team different from their birth gender if they show proof of a sex reassignment or medical documentation. Now, VHSL officials tell 13 News Now local school boards have the power to change this process, and only them. Virginia's Authority on High School Sports says changes to transgender student-athlete play won't come from them. Current Virginia High School League policy shows transgender students are allowed to appeal and play sports based on their gender transition and identity. In a statement to 13 News Now, VHSL staff cannot, quote, pass or amend this policy, a policy that's seen 25 appeals and 22 approvals over a roughly 10-year window. But according to Virginia Governor Glenn Youngkin's newly updated transgender policies, athletics will be determined based on sex, not gender or gender identity. And as a former high school athlete, Icarus Landacre says the protection of the appeals process is needed.
Having that safe space is, I can't even put into words how much that means.
The now graduated Virginia Beach student played 1 year of girls soccer at a time when Landacre said they thought about transitioning. Landacre says they never truly felt comfortable playing on either of the 2 soccer teams at their school, leading her to play on a high-level club team instead. Landacre says the VHSL's appeals process keeps future student athletes from slipping through the gaps.
Just knowing it's there, it's like having a safeguard, which, I mean, anyone would like to have a safeguard because it gives them a second option if their current options run out or don't work.
Well, a spokesperson for the governor weighed in on this difference. They added how the VHSL does not have a role in the adoption of these new policies, but school boards are the ones asked to adopt them. I'm Alex Littlehales for 13 News Now.